So what are the 5 red flags in management consulting? If you've just started your own consulting business or you've only been going for a few years, you really need to know about these 5 red flags. And that's coming up this week. So let me explain what the 5 red flags are. We have a flag system in my own consulting business that we've developed over the years, and it basically means if a sales inquiry triggers these 5 red flags, we probably don't want to take the sales lead. Now, I talked in an earlier video that particularly when you're starting out in management consulting, you kind of want to grab every lead that comes in. You kind of want to do every bit of work, but you very quickly learn not all business is good business, and some business that you take on is going to leave you worse off than when you started. So let me tell you about these 5 red flags because I actually had a sales inquiry 2 weeks ago and all the flags were hit. So what are they? First of all, they contact you and say, we need this done really quickly, and in fact I need a proposal tomorrow morning. That was this guy. Can you get me a proposal tomorrow morning to show my CEO? I was like, why is this happening so quickly? Are you guys so poorly, equipped and sort of planning what your activities that you call up consultants and just say, drop everything, I need a proposal in the morning? It doesn't actually look good. So that was the first red flag. The second one, not such a bad red flag, is that they're a new client. So if, for example, if a long-term existing client said to me, hey, look, something's happened, we need a proposal first thing in the morning, not a problem, I'd work all night on it. But a new client, that kind of just adds to the red flags. So, you haven't got a relationship with them, you're really not sure if they're serious or not. So number 2 is the new client. Number 3 is the poor scope of work. So this comes out very quickly when you're talking to them. So we need help on this and this, and this, we've got this drama going on. And when you start to drill down and say, well, what's the precise objective? What are the specific things that you would like us to deliver for you? I very often say, so what would a good outcome look like for you? It's a good way for people to articulate it. And they're really struggling. 3rd red flag, because they're really not sure what they need. Number 4 is we've got a really tight budget, and it usually goes with a very tight time frame as well. So we've got to get this done in X weeks and we've got a really tight budget, and then they say kind of, how much will this cost, or what's your day rate? 4th red flag, because not only do they not really understand what it is they need, but they're asking about the price right up front rather than, can you fix this problem and what's the value that you can add? So the red flag is really telling me that they're kind of shopping around and they want to make sure that we're in the ballpark price-wise. And actually that's the 5th red flag, because very often they'll let slip that we're getting 4 or 5 quotes. I need the proposal tomorrow morning and we're getting 4 or 5 quotes, and it's like, what? Particularly if they're a new client, why would you waste your time? They're just shopping around, they're not really sure what they want, they're just looking for a cheap quote, and you're probably not going to win the work. So there we go. I have had in 23 years one client that hit the 5 red flags who actually turned into a very valuable client. All the others, dozens upon dozens upon dozens, were a total waste of time. So these 5 red flags are fairly well tested. So think about that in your own business. Rather than getting really eager, like, oh, I've just been contacted by this big company, think through it. Are they actually going to be a good client? Do they know what they want? Have they got realistic expectations? So there we go. Don't forget the 5 red flags, particularly if you're a startup. So if you're new to the channel, welcome. If you have any comments or suggestions or questions, do comment down below. I love to get loads of questions because that helps me understand what you want to know more about. And again, if you're new and you haven't subscribed, why not hit the subscribe button? And if you hit the bell, you'll get notified every time we have a new video coming out, and they come out on a Tuesday evening, Sydney time. See you next week.